can do anything you want. I ain't got no problem with it. I promise you that shit.
Listen to the words. Garbage, a joke, clown ass, pisses me off. No, come find me. No, come find me. Listen to the words. Come find me. Garbage, a joke, clown ass, pisses me off.
I ain't a hard guy to find.
Oh, that
I
was
promise
a
you that
chug.
shit.
Oh, that was a chug. That was a deep chug.
Listen to the words. Garbage, a joke, clown ass, pisses me off. What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Long time no see in terms of up here in front of the big board, right? Up here in front of the film study, big board. We've been over behind Patreon forever. When we're over on Patreon, we're nice and chill. We're not like souped up, caffeinated. We're actually behind the desk. We're like super calm. We're laid back. You know, we're conversational. We're a little bit more off the cuff. When we bring you this juice, I'm telling you right now, we got the notes, we got the Spark Notes on what we're about to talk about, okay? It's a different type of energy when we're up on this board and we can write on it and we can get after it and we can really coach it up and coach it up hard. Appreciate you guys for being here. I was sitting down today and obviously Todd Monken's in the news. Everybody wants to know, is he staying, is he going? He's interviewing left and right, or he's interviewing left and right. He's interviewing at Baltimore and then he interviewed with Tampa, right? We'll see what happens. We'll see how things shake out. I thought it was a good opportunity to kind of show you what has happened over the last 3 years that he's been here. This is not an indication he's leaving. This is not an indication that he's staying. This is nothing other than to show you what he's done, to put the work on the film, to show you guys how things have progressed, how things have changed, rather. And most importantly, I think Todd Monken would even tell you this, the progression of this offense was not just Todd. The offensive line got better. They got better players in there. The quarterback position quarterback play got tremendously better. The tight end room obviously took off in spurts from 20 to 2022, what it ended up as by the time the second national title was won, right? So this offense has evolved over the last 3 years, as has Monken. But if you go back to the very first film study, I think it's the very first long-form film study we ever did on this network, it was about Todd Monken when he got the job in I think it was in January, mid-January, late January, early February of 2020, right before the pandemic. One of the very first things you will hear me say in that video is that he is a chameleon coordinator. This joker bends, shapes, morphs, blends into whatever he needs to be a successful, explosive, efficient offense. You will see that not only did he change based off personnel, he changed that based off quarterback ability, he changed based off left tackle ability, he changed based off of whether or not he had an X receiver or a Y or a true Z. Like, he did all of the things over the last 3 years that it requires to be a really, really good coordinator, or to put on display that you are a great coordinator, right? That you are worthy of NFL jobs. This is what it looks like. Again, I think the best coordinators, don't just do one thing. They take, the best skill sets of each individual player and, create an offense that maximizes those skill sets. And that requires changing year in and year out and developing things and adding on to the offense as things progress. Super excited to show you this tonight. It wasn't always great. Over the last 3 years, it hasn't always been great in this offense. There has been some periods of stagnation, if you will, right? There's been some slow points. I think, off rip, the first 6-7 series in this Arkansas game that we skipped right over was a little bit ugly. Kentucky 2020 was really, really ugly. There was a half in there against Florida over the last couple of years that was ugly. Mississippi State clogged your pipes for a little bit. Every once in a while when you played them, things didn't run super efficient, right? It's been up and down. But I think the main thing for me is this dude right here beats coaches and staffs on Monday and Tuesday in the film room, finding what's going to work more than any coordinator that I've studied for your program since I've been doing this, and he's really the only one. So the next one's got high expectations if there is a next one. Appreciate you guys for being here. If you like anything that you're seeing today, we have a load of this stuff all off season, and it'll be the all 22 good stuff from the Big Eye in the Sky. Patreon.com/Brooks Austin. Hey, under 5 minutes. Appreciate you for being here. Let's shut up and let's grind that there tape. We're going to start with 2020 Arkansas, okay? And what I want to show you is, again, it's not just progression in the offense. They've had these reads. In fact, they opened the football game up against who was it? Ohio State with this exact play. A.D. Mitchell catches a little speed out to start the football game for about a 7-yard gain. Here's the difference, though. It's 4th and 1 right here. All signs indicate off-man coverage. All signs indicate that, hey, we should probably pull the ball out of the belly of the back and hit this speed out to our primary X receiver right here, get him the ball and allow him to work, right? That should be what the read says. That's what the read indicates, except for quarterback who's really making his first collegiate SEC playing time type of decision-making here, puts the ball in the belly of the back. They get stuffed on first down. The other thing I want to show you, okay, and this is also clean up, right? Progression wasn't just on the coordinator. I think that's going to be one of the themes of tonight. This is Owen Condon. Just like DeJuan Mathis, he got 6 series, and his butt was out, never to be seen again. Warren McClendon, insert, played the rest of the 3 years at right tackle, and is going to play on Sundays most likely, right? This is a simple day one combination block. Right guard, right tackle, up to the mic. Y'all got him, okay? If he flashes, let's go. We got to pick him up, all that good stuff. Watch what Owen Condon does. He makes contact with the down lineman. The down lineman slants over his face to his teammate, John Fitzpatrick, who's supposed to be right there and is right there. Owen Condon lets the mic flash right through B-gap on 4th and 1, and boom. He makes Zamir White bounce out. They rally the football. They make the tackle. They get Georgia off the field. It wasn't just, hey, the quarterback got better. It wasn't just, hey, the concepts got better. It wasn't just, hey, the offensive line got better. I'm going to show you tonight, it was all of those things over the last 3 years that went from this football program averaging about 33 points per game to averaging about 30 or about 40 points per game as, Monken progressed through these things. Whole lot of juice tonight. As you guys saw, had that big chug of that coffee right before the start of the show tonight. If I said start of the football game, it feels like a football game up in here sometimes. Hey, again, they got better all around, okay? I bagged on him probably too much in his career, but there was a lot that was like, what in the hell is going on? Like this right here. He's got a shade tech. The shade tech clearly goes away. Okay, goes straight to the left guard right here. Justin Schaefer takes him and occupies him really quickly. And then the nose just goes right down the midline. Right down the center of the offensive line. Straight down the shit. Okay, and not once does the center even think about getting his head back around. Not once. Boom, right there, blow through. Right into A-gap. Quarterback's running around like his head cut off. And all of a sudden, we're like, hey, what the hell happened? Well, what happened is you gave up a straight-up blow-through. Right in the middle of the offensive line. That's not normal. That's not normal. I think we're spinning back 10 seconds nowadays on YouTube. I don't like that. Someone call YouTube's customer service department and check that out. I mean, the Florida game in this season was littered with this as well. Guys Jervon Dexter just running right through A-gap, running right through B-gap. I mean, just making Stetson Bennett run around like a chicken with his head cut off. I already said that one already. They were always super spread out, even with Darnell. Okay, this is Big Zero as a true freshman right here. I want y'all to notice that the picture can't even hold all the receivers in. That's the X. That's the slot. The Z is all the way up here outside the picture. You can't even see him. Notice what you don't see. You don't see an attached tight end. You don't see an H-back. You don't see anything like this. You don't see them actually attacking into the boundary, balls on the left hash. Everything that they're working is most likely to the field at this point in their progression as an offense. Everything's working to the field, trying to get real super vertical, right? Out of this like real wide spread offensive formations. Now what they do, right? Let me see I'm trying to look at the concepts one more time. Straight go balls. They're running verts out of 2x2. Now, if they want to do this, right, and you'll see it as the night progresses. Now, if they at Georgia in 2021 and 2022, particularly in 2022, if they wanted to do something like this, they'd have the H over here, right, and then they'd have the Z right here and Ladd McConkey. They would put A.D. Mitchell back here on the backside by himself, right, and they would attack into the boundary. They would run basically what equates to flood. All right, this is the play that scored against TCU that we'll show you later in the night, okay, out of a different bunch in a different set. Okay, and instead of attacking to the field, we're going to show you they started switching things. They started tweaking things as the offense progressed and as they settled in with their quarterback play. But there were staples, and there always are going to be in every offensive coordinator's offense. There were staples, okay, like what are we doing here? We're going to the next play. Like truck sweep, okay? Like truck sweep, right? Like getting these guys. That's John Fitzpatrick and 0, and this is Big Matt Landers, okay? This now has turned into 0 being the point, right? 19 being the guy in the back, and probably, a guy like A.D. Mitchell here, or maybe Akirus Jackson, or even a Lad McConkey, maybe right here, right? All those guys, the personnel has just changed, but they've ran truck sweep out of it. But here's the difference. Look, ball's on the right hash. They're running it to the field. Eventually, as the night progresses, you're going to see, guys, they start flipping things, right? Start running more of their traditional stuff towards the field, start taking their shots towards the boundary, trying to mess with numbers and odds. Also, some stuff that you don't see as the night progresses. 3rd and 4 checkdowns, design checkdowns, by the way, out of empty, right? Where the running back, this James Cook all the way up here, all they're really doing is a hook, a clear out, and they're trying to run basically an up and under right here and just try to get him to the sticks. This is a 3rd and 4 ball thrown behind the line of scrimmage, okay, in the middle of the field, probably presuming that they might have 2 downs, right? They might have 2 downs. That's how my brain works, okay? This very same situation, I hate this 10-second run back. This very same situation happens, okay, in a couple of, I would say about 18 months from this football game right here, okay? And follow me here. It's a very similar set. James Cook's all the way out here to the top of the picture. It's 3rd and 4, ball in the middle of the field, except it's against Michigan. And this dude throws this ball, okay? Not only because he's confident in doing so, but the progression, right? Just knows, like, hey, I actually can throw that ball. We actually can check out of it. We don't actually have to run the kind of tunnel right here. The fumble is not something we're here to study. Fumbles happen. Let's go to 843 right here. They were a super traditional zone team. What does that mean, right? They were not an attached tight end team, okay? They even with Darnell, look, they're not. They will eventually morph into that, but they wanted to be a 2x2, 11 personnel football team, meaning there is 1 back and 1 tight end on the football field. That's what they wanted to be when Monken first got there. As the roster progressed, you're going to see them start to change, okay? But they were a standard inside zone team. Everybody 6 inches up and over, climb to the backer. If we can get 1 hat on the backer, we can get a big explosive run. We get movement on 1 double team, we can probably get a big explosive run. But that was about it. That's about all they ran effectively when Monken first got there. In fact, when Matt Luke was first hired, okay, and coached in the Sugar Bowl the year before this, you guys remember this? In January out there in New Orleans, I vividly remember them running counter for the first time in my life, covering Georgia. It was like, wow, they actually just pulled the backside guard. They pulled the backside guard and the backside tackle. And I was like, whoa, because if you know what it looks like, the first time it happens, you're like, hey, that's different. That's different, especially if you got your eyes there. Let's go to 933. Right here. Boom. What are we looking at? Offense looked a lot different, and I've heard Monken talk about this. Your offense will always look different when you have a true X. When you have a guy that can go get it, you have a guy that can go win, and they feel comfortable that guy can go win in one-on-ones. Hey, we can do stuff like this, okay? And just that's the read. That's the only read we need, okay? Because this guy's got no help back inside. You see him playing inside leverage, right? That middle field safety is never going to get over here on top of anything that gets on top of this corner, right? So this corner has to play inside leverage and use the sideline as his friend. Well, they're going to know that as an offense right now and attack that leverage with just George, okay? They made it super easy and simple on the quarterback to just go, hey, find one and let him go get it. Find one and let him go get it. You would also see them do this in a variety of ways like this right here, okay? and I know you guys remember this from Pickens' days. He caught a couple of touchdown passes like this. They would almost always get in 3-by-1. So the slot would be over here, and then they would motion the back this way, almost like he was running a swing pass. And what it would do is it would give Pickens all of this room over here, right? All of this room over here to kind of work a one-on-one, whether it be a back shoulder fade or if he gets on top of him, go get it, right? That was kind of a very, very winnable version of this offense as, Pickens got healthy and when he was healthy. When he wasn't, they got super bunch heavy. They got super tight. They got super into what we're about to show you as the years progress. I also want to show you some things that never changed about not only this football team, but this quarterback that you guys had for this time. Did I just see Prather Hudson out there? Shouts out. Dude always threw the dig well. I mean, always threw the dig really, really well. Whether it's from his left coming back to his right, or whether it's from his right coming back to his left, this has always been the best ball that he has thrown. All of these types of throws, in my opinion, the 14 to 15 yard dig, the glance, the bang eight right here from the slot, right? Any type of double move here, the high low ball from the tight end on the bang eight where he's got to throw it under the linebacker and over the safety. What I'm trying to tell you is that this dude right here has been dynamite in his career from day one, from snap one, Arkansas game 2020, has been freaking elite right there in that portion of the football field. Now, however you can design shots for him using that, that's fine. That means when the ball's on the left hash, guess what, guys? That area of target now moves from the middle of the field to the sideline, okay? And they will start to design offenses for that. They will start to design shots for that. Watch this ball. He's always thrown this really well. That layered over one, under two, that's a dot. Has always been a dot from him. Now, this is something that will also change as the years progress. I think back to Alabama 2020. We can't show you all of these examples, but Alabama 2020, they open on the road in Tuscaloosa. They opened the game with like 4 attempts at hitting Karis Jackson on a Bubba fade. What is a Bubba fade? It's this right here. We're going to go stutter, get outside. You're going to run a hitch. You're going to run something to occupy the safety. And all we are trying to do is allow you to work from hash to pylon to catch a football right here, right? Eventually, I mean, you'll see how they change it. Eventually, this becomes only throwing Bubba fades to Brock Bowers and only throwing back shoulder fades to Don Blaylock, okay? Guys that were super violent at the touch point. What they stopped doing was stopped putting the speedy guy running this Bubba fade, okay? What they ultimately started doing was taking the speedy guys and guess what? Breaking them in, right? Arian Smith, catch from Tennessee, breaking them in. Arian Smith, catch against Ohio State, breaking them in. Arian Smith, catch against TCU, breaking them in, right? All these things. Ladd McConkey, touchdown pass against TCU that we're going to show you in a minute. Going vertical, but into the boundary, all right? Much easier on the quarterback and receiver to connect those types of balls than the deep fader, right? The field fader like they were trying to hit right there. 13-17 is where we're going next. We're going to let this clip run. Again, right over the middle. He's always thrown a great ball over the middle of the defenses. Here they're running counter, guys, and here's what I want you to notice. We're actually going to slow this down for a second. We've shown you counter on this channel over and over again this season, and I hope you have a mental picture of what it looks like, what it's supposed to look like, what it's not supposed to look like, right? Excuse me. When we coach this as offensive line coaches, what we teach is hug the butt of the down lineman. What does that mean? These are the down linemen. These linemen are what? They're going down, right? And their hands are down on the line of scrimmage, nonetheless, or they were, right? Hug the butt of the down lineman. So 54, we have got to really, really be tight when we come around, right? We have got to be up the butt of 0, okay? 86, you have got to be much tighter, and you got to close ground between you and 56, and you got to be hugging the butt of the kicker so when he kicks out, you can wrap up. The way this is supposed to look, right, as the corner dives out and creates a natural crease right here in C-gap, which is what they wanted. What's supposed to happen right here is 54 is supposed to wrap tight and violent and get north and stick his helmet in the goddamn face mask of Bumper Pool. All right. And then Fitz is supposed to come through and stick his goddamn face mask in the face of that safety that's going to have to come down here and talk about that business. All right. So that's what's supposed to happen. What I want you to notice is what actually happens, which is Justin Schaefer is 3 gaps wide when he comes around. And he doesn't know who the hell he's even supposed to hit. Now, just now, his head has snapped back around. And now he's like, oh, shit, I got to go get that linebacker. Yeah, you do, buddy. Go get there. You're probably not going to, though. What's going to happen is Fitz, who shouldn't have the amount of time he does to correct this, is 3 yards out of placement right now. So he's behind you, and he ultimately picks up bumper pull, which is fine. That's all great and dandy. But guess what? Now we got to cut back in because there's nobody for the front side safety. And oh, shit, we damn sure didn't get to the backside linebacker because the down blocks weren't good enough. Look, 31's rolling all the way over and smack, hits the running back right into A-gap. I mean, things were just not clean. They were just not clean, right? The down block from 0 and 70 up to the front side inside or the backside inside linebacker. This down block here between these two guys back all the way to actually him, 31, doesn't happen. This dude actually makes the tackle. The pull and kick or the pull and wrap on the front side linebacker doesn't happen. The pull and wrap on the front side safety doesn't happen. These guys just don't get there, right? It's not very clean. It's not very efficient. It doesn't happen. Eventually it will. Eventually it will. They just ran counter really, really, really bad, but they were at least trying it, right? And I think we did a good job of pointing that out this season. If you guys remember, I think it was the Tennessee game for me. I was like, you guys are atrocious running counter today, but you are trying your ass off to do it. And that's awesome. And in the second half, you got slightly better at it. And then you went on the road in 2020, played Alabama. Zamir White had about 85 yards off counter alone. So it worked for you eventually. Eventually, you got there. All right, let's go on next to a 2021 football game. So here you're on the road in Knoxville. Big environment, whatever. You shut them up really, really quickly here with the way in which your offense performed. And it was clear as day that there has been some changes here. Gentlemen, okay? Why attached to the line of scrimmage? Have not seen that yet. Out of 12 personnel, have not seen that yet. Okay, jet motion, okay, to using the H-back in space to block while also running a tunnel screen to your slot receiver, okay? Playing with numbers in space, bunching tight here, getting all these bodies and as many bodies as we possibly can, using motion to kick out, block, get outside, okay? Out of 12, using big, spacey athletes to get out in space and block guys, right? Big, rangy athletes to get out in space and block guys. Hey, also, we noticed very, very quickly on this channel, I don't know about anybody else's, on this channel, that these bodies started looking way different. These bodies up here started looking way different. Broderick Jones, guys, looks a little bit different than Jamari Sawyer. I don't know if y'all know that. Both great football players for 2 very different reasons. All right. This dude, he looks a whole hell of a lot different than Trey Hill. I don't know if y'all noticed that one. This guy looked a whole lot different than Owen Condon. All right. And those before him, maybe not the Thomases of the world, but he definitely looks different than Isaiah Wilson. Isaiah Wilson wasn't out here playing at 290 at the Senior Bowl. That's for damn sure. Guys got thinner. Guys got more athletic because they were going to be asked to do things like this. They were going to be asked to have to get out in space, run, and put hats on hats. Okay? Get out in space, run, and put hats on hats. And then here we go. Okay? Oh, I forgot the extra wrinkle they put in here. Check it out. Look what they did. They pulled the backside guard off the power action. It sucked that safety up. It's got that linebacker's eyes. It will ultimately pull that linebacker's eyes. This corner's already cooked. He's sauced. All right. It got that guy to play with a little bit tighter leverage so Brock could actually square him up, right? It brought all these guys closer to the big fellas that got to go run and get them. I'm telling you, it was the wrinkles to me. And, you know, every coach liked to blame COVID for bad performance in 2020. But by God, when Kirby Smart stood up in front of the media and he had that little smirk on his face at the SEC Media Days, and he basically told everybody, he said, hey, man, we only had like 8 months of install with a brand new offensive coordinator, and it was on COVID over Zoom. Y'all just wait. I mean, year one was like, it looked like they were operating with like 20% of the playbook. So this offense and this offensive coordinator in particular has all the answers. Okay, he knows when to call things. He knows like how to operate around certain defenses. He knows how to attack every defense. He knows all these things, like most coordinators do. It's a matter of being able to get your guys to be able to do it and maintain the mental capacity to do so. It's hard to change every single week. It's easy to say, all right, we're running Dover. We're running four verts. We're running Emeka Obuka over on the Dover out of 3x1 or out of 2x2 all night long. It's really, really easy to do that. It's really, really hard to be this multiple as they continue to add on tricks into this little offense, right? Tricks into this offense. Here we go. 232 right here. They got better, man. They just got better. Okay, what's going to happen here is the corner's going to blitz. Well, 59 right here, who's going to be a top 10 pick, probably a top 15 pick here, is playing, I think, in his first true football game, like in a major role right here. I think Jamari got hurt the week before against Auburn. So here we go. True, a redshirt freshman out there kind of playing for the first time. He's going to block two guys. He's going to block two guys. Quarterback going to spin out, run around, go get everybody, go save it, pick up a first down on 3rd and 7. But I mean, this is an individually special effort from 59 right here. I mean, absolutely phenomenal to just be like, all right, hey, I mean, that ain't got nothing to do with your offensive coordinator, ladies and gentlemen. That's got everything to do with your left tackle being an absolute dog. We're going to 423. Spin back one. Hey, and here's the other thing. By 2022, this type of sack where they were just allowed to kind of like engage 8U and just bring a bunch of pressure and maybe some simulated pressure, right? They weren't able to do this by then because there was so much different play action, so much manipulation of the launch point that we're going to show you here in a little bit, so much tweaking that had been done that you just couldn't tee off and know where the quarterback was going to be. This never, ever, I don't ever see this. I never saw this happen in 2022, okay, where they could just fire guys and dudes are just running through left guards. They can just send 5 and get home. That never happened in 2022. Guards were not getting beat like this. Tackles were not getting beat like this. I didn't see too many of these sacks. They gave up 9 sacks all year in 2022, and a lot of it is because they weren't doing a whole bunch of this. They weren't doing a whole bunch of standard 6-step drop against 6-man pressures, 5-man pressures. They weren't. Yeah, they only brought 4 there. You got to win. We're going to 808. 808s are heartbreaks. How about them? Hey, there was a lot of progression in Stetson as a quarterback as well, okay? A lot of progression in Stetson as a quarterback. These misses like this, I mean, they happened in 2021. I don't remember. Again, I don't recall. I can do this. This is how my brain works. I can do these. When he has stretches of misses like this, my brain remembers them, right? This was a bad miss. There was a stretch against Alabama in the SEC championship game right before the half where he's, just all over the place. He misses James Cook on 2 arrow routes, just like this. Throws it over their face. He spiked 2 balls to start the season last year at the feet of Kenny McIntosh. There are things in portions of his, against LSU. He throws a ball at the feet of Lad McConkey. Makes no daggum sense this year. That was the only real stretch I ever even saw him have of it. And that was against Ohio State, excuse me. Nonetheless, I didn't see a lot of this type of stuff going on in 2022. I felt like the easy pick and stick stuff that Monken was giving him, right? Like, hey, I think the tight's down here. Okay, we're going to run the tight end on a slant, and we're going to run him on a speed out. And this there's no way he can get through it. He's not going to get through it. So just throw him flat and just hit him in the chest and let him run after the catch. It's a nice pitch and catch on 3rd and 5. We're going to pick up a first down. These are easy pitch and catch things that, he would do that occasionally in 2021. I think the reason he threw for 4,000 yards this year was because this kind of stuff did not happen. Balls did not just like flail on him hardly at all this year. Oh, yeah, another one against Arkansas where the ball just farted out of his hand for no apparent reason. Going to 931. Oh, wow, we got way too quick on the stick. Oh, yeah, here we go. We got a little swing screen in action built in right here from the Monk man. By 2022, this was a big portion of the offense, right? A big portion of the offense. Motion Big O out, get him out, and we'll swing screen the running back right here. Kenny McIntosh, I think the first 3 games of the season, I think he had 210 receiving yards. I would say 160 of them came off this play right here alone because this guy got so damn good in space. This dude was already as elite as elite can be in space, and that's Marcus Rasul-Jack Saint. And that dude is known for blocking in that building. All right, that's why that dude played early. That's why that dude consistently plays, and that's why he's I think the term you guys call is DGD. There's a damn good dog is the terminology that you guys use. He would qualify for one in my book. But yeah, you saw, I mean, that was an addition as the backs got better, right? As the backs got better and more, comfortable in the offense, they started adding stuff like that into it. 10:09 in here. Look, guys, 1st and 10 right here. I think they're trying to take a shot. But look at the formation now, right? From what we first showed you, they were an 11 personnel team, tried to be 3-by-1 because they thought they had a true X in George. And now all of a sudden, 18 months later, here they are. They're in 12 personnel. That's 0. That's 19. Okay, and they're as bunched as bunch can get. Actually, they're in 22 personnel. Those are 2 backs right there. Okay, so real bunched up, real tight right here on 1st and 10. And boom, play action, trying to take a shot. And guess where they're taking the shot? You guessed it, into the boundary. I mean, I'll be damned. It's like I know something. Okay, they're motioning him out. They're running him on the arrow. Okay, they're running him on the deep over, and I'm pretty sure he's got the big skinny. $12.36. Just to let you guys know, there's no confirmation bias around here. Nothing. We don't just say stuff. We find it, right? We find it. Diggs and square ends. 3rd and 9. They're bunching up right here. Okay, Diggs and square ends every single time. If you're playing Stetson Bennett, you take this away, you might have a chance to beat him. Okay, one of his worst performances turnover-wise was the Alabama game in 2020. What were they doing? Tipped pass. That was the tipped pass game, right? Why? Because this dude does I told you, he does all of his murdering, all of his killing from in here. So when all these big boys jump up and put their hands up, he was getting stuff knocked down. Eventually, he started finding alleyways and finding windows. And that was another point of progression for him. Another point of progression. Boom. But that ball's always been ripped from my boy. 15-22, I think is where. Oh, no. I want to show y'all this because I think it's important. The very first goal line possession we showed you from their 2020 season, from the 6-yard line, 1st and goal from the 6. What were they in? They were in complete empty. Complete empty. I think we showed you that. I might be going too fast. But the first goal line possession that they had under Monken, they were complete empty. They threw the ball to John Fitzpatrick on a little hook, and he scores, right? It looks a little different now, don't it? Looks a little different now, don't it? That's 0. That's 86, and that's 19 back there. That would be 13 personnel, ladies and gentlemen, and that is the X. Okay, so there's 1 receiver on the field, 3 tights, and a back, and they're going to try to throw the football here. They're going to go heavy play action. They're going to roll step. Okay, they're going to try to go shallow there. I think they go corner here, and I think they go deep over there, and I don't know what Marcus does. Okay, but they're trying to throw the football out of 13 personnel, looking completely, totally different than they were a year before. Stetson uses his legs, gets in. Again, as the tights got better, they started attacking into the boundary. But I also want to show you this clip, okay? I also want to show you this clip right here. Hey, counter got so much better. It got so much cleaner. They got more confident in running it. They got more, more efficient in running. They ran it more often, and it ultimately paid off, okay? By the end of this video, man, they're going to be doing stuff with the ball action where you're going to be like, how in the hell do you prepare for it? How do you go from looking like an 11 personnel to empty, running 84 snaps with like 70 of them looking oddly similar against Arkansas. So 3 years later, being the most diverse offense probably in the sport. Oh, bingo, bango, bongo, taking the shot into the boundary. Okay, they just kept morphing. They just kept morphing and morphing and morphing. All right, and all they were trying to do, they bunched them real tight, and now they're out and up in 19 while also pushing 5 into that corner's deep third. Right, when I bunch, and we've said this on this platform forever, when I bunch, I almost dictate that I almost force you to be in zone coverage. It's very, very hard to get guys picked up in man coverage out of bunches. So when you're all tight, I mean, all 11 receivers possible threats, all 11 receivers and possible threats are right in about a 15-yard span. Well, we kind of have to play some type of shell, right? We kind of have to play with some type of eyes on the quarterback and figure things out as they attack us into our zones and into our voids, particularly if we want to get any type of pressure too. 1638. I think the concepts as the years went on, this is an air raid guy. He's been an air raid guy for daggum, 20 years now? I mean, the air raid's been around since Hal Mummy in the Kentucky days with the boy Mike Leach, RIP. So, I mean, the air raid is not new to college football. It's certainly not new to Todd Monken, but the concepts just, to me, they started working much, much better, right? They're going to run him on a corner. They're going to run him on kind of like a shallow, all right? But it's a shallow that, hey, if you're in man, let's get shallow now, let's win. If you're in zone, push vertically and then get flat. So there we go. We got the corner, okay? We got the shallow. I don't know what Ladd does. I think he runs a stop or something over here, okay? And then we're going to go whoop, 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 and we're going to run that square in that our quarterback loves to run. And, also, by the way, we're going to run the wheel from James Cook out of the back. So here we go. We got our hot. We got our now read, right? If we get hit with a blitz or anything, we got a route out. We got our 3rd and 7 winner that we love. Your big boy dig right there. You love throwing that ball with good timing and good pace. And, by the way, we are going to send some type of threat in here to clear out whatever hook curl defender might be hanging out somewhere in over here, right? Because if we just check him in, we just check the back end, this guy's probably just going to sink into the hole. And guess what looks much, much harder, right? That. So you guys want to know what good offensive coordinating looks like? It looks like this, but this is good offensive design. Everyone's great at offensive design. It's a matter of calling a play when you know you're supposed to call it, right? That's the magic sauce about coordinating. It's the magic sauce about coordinating. But over the years, I mean, I've kind of been able to diagnose him without an X receiver for 3 years now. And just because you can diagnose him doesn't mean you can stop shit. It doesn't mean nothing. Even though every time I've said on this platform, 3rd and long, what are they doing, Georgia? Georgia's getting into bunch. They are going to get everyone super, super tight and make you try to A, find out where 0 is, and B, A, find out where 19 is, B, find out where 0 is, C, try to figure out whether or not they're going to move the quarterback and where he might be as well. But hey, you can't play man, and they know that. So they're just going to start attacking voids and attacking spaces and attacking, leverage and doing all the stuff that you know you can do when you know the coverage that's going to be ran. And this is a prime example of it, okay? Look, there's a play right here. I think after this, there is a question about whether or not A.D. Mitchell catches this football, okay? There is a question. And what does Georgia do? 2nd year in the system, 2nd year with a starter. They're already on the ball, snapping the football, running. All they're doing is running a comeback. The play clock operator wasn't even ready. Nothing's ready, all right? They got right back on the rock and ran it. The selective pace was much better as the progression in the offense occurred. But this to me, and we're gonna see it here in a second, this to me is his unique skill set. All right, we talked about Kirby's unique skill set on this platform the other day. Kirby's unique skill set, in my opinion, is being able to get everybody to just accept the fact that he is going to chew your ass out for the betterment of your soul, your mind, and your body all day, every day. That dude is on go, on site with everybody, and everybody loves it. And that's very unique to him because that shit gets very, very old from a lot of other people. All right. So that's his unique skill set. As an offensive coordinator, in my opinion, Todd Monken's most unique skill set and the most unique skill set in all great offensive coordinators, in my opinion, the true elites of elites, is hey, this running back does something different than all the other running backs. This tight end does something different than all the other tight ends. This receiver, this quarterback, this tight end, this tackle, this guard, these guys do these different things. How can you maximize that? Well, I'll tell you this right now. I studied them tooth and nail, like to the core, as hard as we could this year, right? Studied them as hard as we freaking could this year. And I'm going to tell you right now, not once, ladies and gentlemen, did I see Kenny McIntosh's butt motion out, okay, and get to run the go ball. Not once did he get to run a 9. Never. He got to run out here, run the swing route, catch that football. He got to run out here, work back in, work some screen passes. Hell, he even got a delay screen in there. All of his work was right here. Maybe a halfback angle mixed in. It was all right here. But by God, 4, James Cook, this dude did this once, twice a game. Whether or not they hit it and completed it, I don't know. But the fact that, hey, this is what we're going to do to make sure that 4 has an opportunity to win his one-on-one, that's good coordinating. That's what it is. And we're going to show you more and more examples of that. I know I keep saying that as the night progresses, but hey, we're 41 minutes in and we got some more juice for you. Again, man, like, hey, we've been on this for 40 minutes, and I've shown you so many different ways that this dude has just like altered and tweaked and changed and just done minute little details to make this offense that much better as the years have progressed. All right, on to 2022 film. Okay. Now, this is where you as an audience member have to have a real like solid photographic memory. Okay. Real solid photographic memory. Remember to start the show. Second or first and goal. I think we showed you. I don't think I showed it to you now. I think we skipped over it, but nonetheless, showed you the first offensive possession in the red zone against Arkansas. Empty, ran a little stick route, a little hitch route to John Fitzpatrick out of complete empty set, throwing the ball. I think against Arkansas they had like 19 or 20 red zone snaps. I don't know the exact number. They threw a lot of them. They threw the ball a lot in the red zone against Arkansas. And as the years progressed, they kind of morphed into this, which is what they should be at the University of Georgia, which is damn stick it in your mouth bully ball, okay? Get these guys, and not this bully ball. This was Sam Pittman bully ball, and I love Sam Pittman. I think he's a great football coach. But this is James Coley bully ball. This was Jim Chaney bully ball, where all you 6 guys, we're just going to be big and tough and bad. We're going to move them off the ball, and we're just going to be bigger than them and stronger than them. To hell with that shiznit, coach. We're going to be smarter than them. We're going to let this guy block that little bitty dude. We're going to let this guy block that little bitty dude. And then we're going to let this dude just run wide open and free into space. That'd be pretty cool, huh? Instead of 5-4-fum. Beauty. Woo! Make a miss, lad. Guy got some juice, don't he? Guy got some juice. That play's been in the playbook. The first time I remember seeing it was Jermaine Burton on the reverse. I want to say against day game at Georgia. I want to say against, oh man, I don't know. Auburn maybe, 2020. The game might have been on the road. I don't know. 2020 was on the road because 2022 was at home. It might have been Auburn, 2020. Nonetheless, the trips bunch reverse is not something that is new to these guys. Just a matter of calling it, right? A lot of this stuff had been in the system. Now, this hadn't been in the system. This was something that they changed as they became a super tight end heavy football team. And waggle is something that every tight end heavy football team runs, right? We got the deep over. We got the kind of shallow arrow. We got the probably the comeback or the skinny with whatever probably swing route this guy's got going on. Actually, that's completely wrong. I think he runs an out and up. I think he runs the skinny. I think he runs the deep over. And I think he runs the shallow, the arrow, rather, off of a heavy play action with a QB roll. Again, by the end of this thing, they went from, you watch them against Arkansas, their 3-step drop off the hitch, their read action off the hitch, their read action from the left throwing off the hitch. They might boot him once, but it's a real shallow boot behind the right tackle. By the end of this sucker, man, they're throwing balls from here, 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 here. Hell, I mean, he get up in the pocket, let one rip from there. He rolls left and lets them rip from there. Try sacking them. That's why it got so much harder to sack this quarterback. Watch all the fakes. Watch the progression. Watch how much different the movement in the offense has become. I thought it was interesting that as soon as they decided, what am I looking at? Oh, here's what I was saying. As soon as they decided that Stetson was like their guy, like this became the new progression, right? The new progression of the offense. We're going to let this dude, I mean, good God, man. The ball was snapped a second and a half ago, and he's already, that's the line of scrimmage. He's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 yards from the closest defender. 9 yards from the closest defender. They just snapped the football. Yeah, 9 sacks, guys. It was really, really hard to sack this quarterback because they moved him all over the place. And I've asked if Monken stays at Georgia, I don't think things change. I think you continue to manipulate the quarterback. And by the way, I've seen Peyton Manning get into a Kubiak offense and have to do the same thing. So if that big lumbersome son of a gun can do it, just about anybody can do it. All right. They might not do it like this, but they're going to be able to do it. I feel like we're way behind on tonight's schedule, but that's okay. $30:01. Scoot. Stop it. Oh yeah. Love it. Absolutely love it. Again, not only do good coordinators find the best way to, get their best players involved, all that good stuff, find the best way to get their guy the ball in his hands and the best in the exact way that they need to maximize their skill sets, all that good stuff we talked about earlier. But it's also about adding new wrinkles in all the time, particularly if you're playing a coordinator that's very, very familiar with your system, like maybe a Dan Lanning, right? Would be the situation right here. Well, I'll tell you what they hadn't shown at this point in this guy's regime was motioning into 3-by-1 with the nub, okay? Motioning into 3-by-1 with the nub tight end on the backside. Oh, by the way, the back's on the left. And we're going to hand the ball into the belly of the back, pseudo kind of Clemson style. And he's going to run inside zone stretch into the boundary. Guys, this is action they had never shown. I'd never seen it. Study them all the time. Never seen it. Went back this year, studied tape after tape after tape, game after game after game. We're going to show you 6 games tonight. Not once do we see this action until Oregon. Motion in the nub set, put the ball right into the back of the belly of the back, and boom. My God, why in the hell would it ever be that wide open? I don't know. This dude beat teams on Tuesday so damn bad you have no idea. He beat their butt as soon as he turned the tape on, and he said, all right, we can do this. And guess what? We don't have to call that joker until midway through the second quarter. We ain't going to open the game with all the good stuff. Matter of fact, if we don't have to use it, we won't even use it. But if we need it, by God, we're going to get to it. By God, we're going to get to it. And again, this is the definition of good coordinating, one of the many definitions of good coordinating right here. You design concepts to beat your opponent. Mush huddle, 3rd and 1, going to rush to the line of scrimmage out of probably a funky formation and set. All right, it's 12 personnel. They got 0 and 19 over here. As the ball is snapped, they're going to run jet motion right here, down set hut. They're going to arc release 0 and 19, and they're going to hand this jet sweep. All right. This scores to Brock Bowers against Kent State a week later, all right, or against Samford a week later. The same exact play out of a different formation scores. And it should score here, but I think they get away with a face mask right there. Boom. Okay. It should score right there. But what I mean by attacking the weaknesses of your opponent, okay? This is a 4-2-5 defense from Dan Lanning. They know for a fact, if I get into a bunch formation, particularly out of 12 personnel pro right here, right, the corner will shrink. He will have to come in and play with the shoulder square. They will play what's called palms coverage, which means this guy has to carry vertical with number one, whoever carries vertical, while also playing the flat. So he drops basically like this, okay? So knowing that, with that information, they go, okay, all we got to do is beat this little joker and this little joker. Beat on Tuesday. Beat on Tuesday. Beat on Tuesday. All right. Let's watch them knuckle draggers from Tech. That's what we want. Yeah, that's what we want. Well, Dan Orlovsky on the call. How about him? All right, so they went from a 3-by-1, what I call a downset hut team. Line up in it, downset hut, we're going to run it. Out of 11 personnel, right? That's what they looked like against Auburn, even after the Arkansas football game. They were an 11 personnel team, primarily out of 3-by-1, sometimes out of 2-by-2, spread, chunk and gun, kind of, air raid concepts, bunch of mesh, bump routes, rub routes, all that kind of short underneath shit with Bubba fades and taking deep shots off of kind of one-on-one opportunities designed off of spreading out, right? That's what they were getting at against Arkansas to start the tape. Now, here we are, about 25, 30 games later, and watch this. Watch what this dude's about to do with the quarterback right here, with the ball, all right? Just imagine being a defensive guy, all right? Being a defensive coordinator and having scouted these guys like Tech did in 2019 or 2020, where they're out of shotgun, right? The quarterback's back here. Okay, quarterback's back here. All right. They're out of 11 personnel out of 3-by-1. So there's 86 and 10 was hanging out over here. And then they had whoever's playing X, maybe Matt Landers over here playing Z. And back here was George Pickens, right? That guy really, really scared you. But the rest of it was all pretty standard. We've seen it a bunch, right? Everyone runs 3-by-1. Everybody does all that shit, right? Everybody kind of runs air raid concepts like this. Everybody's comfortable. Well, now here we go. At 25, 30 games later, check this out. All right, now, boom. We're going to show you, first of all, we're going to show you counter action. We're going to show you counter action. We're going to pull the guard. We're going to wrap the tackle or the tight end, okay? Oh, by the way, we're going to show the ball. Ball away. We're going to extend the ball from the cue. All right, let's continue the play just a little bit. Hey, we're only one daggum Mississippi into this play. How about a little 2 Mississippi? Oh, we're going to ride. Give you a heavy mesh point right here. Make everyone put their eyes on it. Even the guy in man coverage. We're going to make him put his eyes on it. We're going to make him put his eyes on it. We're going to make him fight through trash because he thinks it might still be run. All this stuff is going on. Boom. Oh, and guess what? The quarterback's going to turn around, ride the fake out all the way because now he's super comfortable. Now he's going to sit there, pretend to hand it off into the belly, continue his fake, and turn back around like every quarterback does to peep the run. All right, to peep what that actually happened to the run, and he's got the ball in his hands. Boom, he pulls right around, snaps his head around, finds the guy he wants to hit, puts it into the right spot, okay? Back on the right hip, slows him down, keeps him inbounds, allows that big joker to turn around and do this after the catch. That's progression. That is what year 1 to year 3 looks like. Again, this is everybody getting more comfortable. This is Broderick Jones becoming the starter at left tackle that allowed them to start being a counter football team. This is Kenny McIntosh and Dejon Edwards being super patient yet explosive runners to allow them to be a counter running football team. This is Stetson Bennett being super mobile to allow them to be a manipulating the launch point type of football team. This is Brock Bowers and Darnell Washington being elite one-of-one types of tight ends in their own unique individual way. And this is the perfect coordinator to kind of meld all of that together. That's what's happening right now. Or that's what happened right now. Now, the absolute pinnacle of coordinating for this dude was the national title this year. I didn't even think it was the national title last year. Thought last year he was okay. Thought the SEC championship game last year was one of the worst games I'd seen him call. They repeated spot like 3 times on third and medium. It was really, really weird to see. But here we go. Let's go to it. Hey, I told you the progression the progression was not just on Monken, right? This dude Stet threw balls like this all year this year. Okay, threw him with confidence, threw him with good timing, threw him early, kept his head where he was supposed to. Watch him keep his eyes left right here to start this play. Watch him keep his eyes left, drag him back right. As soon as they click back right, his back's foot in the ground, and boom, he's striking. Ball's a dot. And when we watch the replay, again, watch how he's communicating to his receivers with the ball placement. Check this out. Just a little, sits it down just a little bit to keep him from leading them into that safety. Let's go to, this is it. Man, I'm telling you, this is it for me. If you're not doing this as a coordinator, we will knock you. For moving forward on this platform, if you do not take what your players do best and maximize them, we will dock you and we will talk about it. We will absolutely try to quantify it and show it to you, because I'm about to show you what it looks like. It's not just calling the plays and designing the right offense that maximizes your quarterback. It's not just having a talented wide receiver and getting them the football. It's not just having a one style type of back like Jahmyr Gibbs and changing from an inside zone team to a stretch zone team. Those are all great coordinating responsibilities. Those are all really, really good things that coordinators do every single day on the Power 5 level. But I'm telling you what right now, getting into the national title game, after years of never, ever, ever detaching this tackle, to all of a sudden, in the middle of the national title game, to say, all right, hey, this week, because they like to play this 4-eye, by the way, Broderick, to hell with them. Release out immediately. Go block the space player. Because 59, we think you're one of the best athletes to ever play this position. To ever play left tackle, to ever play tackle in general. We think you're Himothy, sir. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to release you out here, okay? We're going to let you step down, and we're going to let you release out for that outside linebacker /13/3/safety/ whoever the hell this guy is right here. And we're going to let you stab inside, and then we're going to let you go collision that dude. And we're going to let everybody think that Stetson made just a brilliant read. And he did, made a great read. But in reality, again, they beat them jokers on Tuesday. They beat them on Tuesday, right there. Boom, boom, go get 59. Go get him 3. Excuse me. Go get 359. Moral of the story is they got better, right? They got better in all facets, in every aspect of the game of football. They got better, top to bottom. Okay, they got more diverse. They got harder to stop. Everything looked different. Now they added pin and pull. Okay, now they added pin and pull. Guess where they're going? Into the boundary. We showed you early in the show, right? That, hey, truck sweep had been in, which truck sweep's just another kind of version of pin and pull, where we're trying to slam down hard and get a couple of guys out, right, while we're getting the running back stretched horizontally to stick his foot in the ground and get north to south. This is no different than the play I showed you earlier in the show, where they're running truck sweep to the field. Zamir White takes it for a nice solid gain against Arkansas. The difference here is, guys, guess what? Now they're running it into the boundary. They're running it into the boundary where things are shorter, things are tighter, things are closer, right? Alleyways aren't as hard to create. They put in more and more wrinkles every single time, like this right here. They are running, guys, they're running a play action deep shot, but they're going to play a 5-man protection whilst checking out Broderick Jones on a deep shot. This is not an RPO. This is not a screen pass. This is not nothing. This is a design shot play with basically a built-in check out with Broderick Jones out here blocking little people and Ladd McConkey walking in space with him. Watch this develop. I mean, this is just him dumping the clip in the middle of a national title game on national television. Check it out. Guys, they're running legitimate, like deep go, like they're going. I'm pretty sure he's running over. I'm pretty sure he's running that one. I don't know what he's doing, but he ain't slowing down no time soon. All right, they are actually trying to run concepts here, and they got 5-man protections. The only reason they checked this ball out is because I believe that is looks like Devin Willock in there. Can't quite, that's actually Cedric Van Pran, can't quite get back to the 4-eye. Look at that. So they check the ball down, and everybody at home's thinking, golly, look at that delayed screen they just ran. No, that's just a new wrinkle they put in midway through the daggum national title, put together, or game plan put together. What the? You out here talking about, sir? Can't tell you how many times we're going to show you the Lad McConkey touchdown. It's very, very similar to a play we showed you earlier in the week or earlier in the show. Okay, I got you, Kirk. Don't worry about it. We'll spin it back. Here we go. Started from the tiz op. Don't do it. Don't do it. All right. First of all, Kirk, good job on doing your job. You get all them TVs in the headset, all them TVs in the booth. You do a great job, sir. Got all them people telling you what to look for. You do a great job, sir. Here we go. First of all, you need to notice back. 21 personnel automatically put these dudes in kerfuffles. There's the tight end. Okay. Automatically, these dudes are crisscrossed applesauce. They're running, they're flipping, they're switching. They don't know what they're supposed to be doing. This is something they probably weren't prepared for. Hell, Georgia ain't run 21 personnel in a couple of weeks, right? And then boom. All right, so now they're going to send Dejan in motion. And it's going to pull him, and it's going to pull him, and he walks out over number 5. And when everything settles, you're going to think, oh, look, they got numbers. Okay, there it goes. Boom, stop the count. All right, what's going to happen here? Well, I'll tell you what, they're running flood, by God. They are going to run him on a post. He's going to get inside leverage, break this safety off, make him come with him, okay? And then they're going to push vertically into this corner zone. And everybody at home's thinking, well, they got 2 for 2, coach. They got 2 for 2, coach. They don't have an answer for that. They don't. So as soon as Kenny outs and ups right here off the play action fake, it's actually more like this. After he outs and ups off this play action fake, this corner has no option but to just kind of gear down and say, Coach, they beat your ass. Coach, they got you today, Coach. This wasn't on me, baby. This wasn't on me. They got you on Tuesday, Coach. Check it. Come on, play it for me, Kirk. Play it for me, Kirk. Come on, man. We already drew it up for the audience. We already got you there. Check it out. Boom, there he is. Look, he got no choice. He got no choice but to sit there and go, well, I got 6 underneath me, and I got 84 on top of me. What do I do, Coach? You get beat. That's what you do. You get beat. So, hold on. I want to show you this other thing. Because there's going to be a lot of people that put a lot of the credit in this offense on Monken, right? And you're going to say, well, look what he did with Stetson, right? Look at all the progressions that Stetson made. And Stetson became a much better football player. Do not get me wrong. I think we've done a good enough job of showing you that tonight as well. But this dude always had it. Whatever it is, he's always had it. I mean, he had it the second start, or the first true start he ever made against Auburn in 2020. Okay? Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys on the line of scrimmage. They know out of empty, they've only got 5 guys to block. Kirby talked about this postgame. So what is he going to do? He's going to send them on what I call a Ricky, a Rhino, whatever starts a Rainbow, whatever starts with an R. Okay, we are sending everyone into a 5-man slide towards the right, which means everybody's got their guy in their gap to their right. We're going to leave this dude completely free, right? And you already know the play. Stetson spins out here on 3rd and 10, and he picks up this first down. And I want to show it to you, okay? And I want to explain to you that this guy always had this, all right? There were signs of this even dating back years before, right? It was a matter of how do you design an offense to maximize this, right? This athleticism, this twitch, this burst, this recklessness. Because I'm telling you, again, folks, it's been here forever. This is the first start Stetson Bennett ever made at the University of Georgia. This is the 2nd game of the year, COVID season. This is Big Cat Bryant right here. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 men on the line of scrimmage. They are sending them into a Ricky. Watch what happens. This is even juicier. He spins out from an inevitable sack after knowing it's coming, sets him up, boom, spins out, continues to extend the play, sets his hip, throws an absolute rocket to Kyrus Jackson. It was on tape. It was always there. Okay, it was always there. The athleticism, the ability, the arm strength, the arm talent, whatever you want to say, it was always there. It was a matter of finding the right formula to maximize that skill set. And again, moving forward on this channel, if you're not doing that, if you got a super athletic guard or two super athletic guards and you're not finding ways to run pin and pull, we're docking you. If you have 7 big, burlesome offensive linemen and you're out here running pin and pull every snap, we're going to dock you because you're doing the opposite. You're just running stuff to run it. You don't have the personnel to do it. If you don't have a true X receiver, you're not bunching on 3rd and long, we're going to dock you because you're hard-headed, right? All of these things will now forever go on into good coordinating, bad coordinating. What will not happen on this channel is we are going to forever shit on a coordinator for running draw all the time on 3rd and 17 because his offense is seemingly always we're in that. That's what we're not going to do because there ain't too many play calls to 3rd and 16, 3rd and 19, all right? Except for the draw play. That was a shout out to Mike Bobo. Appreciate you guys for being here. Again, if you like any portion of tonight's show, join us patreon.com/sportsaustin. Appreciate you guys, man. Love y'all. Hope y'all had fun. We'll see y'all next time.